What an Indian boy can do in his long vacations. He can binge a show like Flash or something else, or can go on an adventure in a bus or a train, or can hang out, with his friends, or could go to gym for doing some workout, or else he could start making a comic slash manga of his own. Hey guys, this is Vax, and today in this video I'm going to give you all some tips on how to draw a comic of your own. Well, for this video I'm going to use a character from my own comic. He's Demon King. Well, he's the main villain of my whole comic, the most strongest character of my comic too. So here's without any further ado, let's get into the video. So here's the first step, getting a story. Well, getting a story sometimes really get lot more difficult than drawing it. You see, if you don't have a story, what will you draw? So here's a good tip on how to get your story. For getting a story, just watch other animes and leave them for a week in suspense. Just for example, in while watching Naruto, leave it on Itachi vs Sasuke episodes. Then think who would win, who would win. If you haven't really watched it, it would really work and help to create your own story. And if you don't get how to begin a story, then you can take help from anyone, because I also had problems in that portion, only specifically that portion. So my brother helped me out in that portion and gave me a really good beginning for my story. So here's the next step on drawing a comic. Equipments. Well, what kind of equipments do you use? Are they expensive? Are they cheap? Well, it doesn't matter as long as they are good. Yeah, I know that expensive instruments and expensive equipments are good, but if you have cheap and good equipments, I would rather say that it is the best, because that's what I use. I use equipments that in total doesn't even cost $1. I think it's only causes 50 cents, I think so, or 50 rupees, like that. So I would prefer to use cheap but good instruments. And for our third tip, actually it's more kind of like a mistake that many mangakas and other comic writers do. I've read a lot of comics, but I found many common mistake in many of those stories, like storytelling. Though their stories are very good, but their storytelling way is so miserable that you see you wouldn't get interested in it, and eventually their series are became flopped. So you should keep it simple, and just for narration, I will tell you by giving an example of my own manga. First, narrate the story by the help of the narrator, and then show it by the help of other characters. Like for example, this is the character that I am drawing is actually very cruel and brutal. First, the narrator tells it, then then I have explained how he is so cruel and brutal by uh, applying it in 3 pages. We will see that in my manga when I will upload its video on my YouTube channel. So please subscribe my channel too. The last and the most important tip that will help you a lot is the divide and rule policy. I hope that you are all familiar with the divide and rule policy. It is actually the policy applied by British government to rule over India. But what we are going to do is actually divide the whole process of making a comic or manga into phases, like phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3. Like I will do phase 1. In phase 1 we will do sketching, and in phase 2 we will do inking, and in phase 3 I will add shades. It will really helps a lot in cases, and I think that this is the best tip that anyone can give you. So that's all for this video. And before leaving, I wanna point out some other things, like you have guys have asked me a lot of questions in my previous drawing videos, that how old are you, and from where you have learned drawing. So I haven't really learned drawing from anywhere. Yeah, some YouTubers helped me though, like Ayush Pencil Art and YT Manga. Go and subscribe their channel, because they were like my art gurus, you see. And about my age, I'm only 16 years old, and but soon I will turn 17 years old. Let's see who would wish me first. My birthday is on 27th of March. And another thing that I wanna say is, don't ever give up. Just keep on practicing and start making a comic, because making comic will eventually will eventually give you a very good practice in drawing. So that's all for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Do share it with other people, and if you have enjoyed it, don't forget to like the video. And if you are new here, then subscribe the channel, because I'm going to upload the manga soon on my channel. So that's all for today's video.